Hi, my name's Bryce. Welcome back to VHS Play, where we are playing Metroid Prime and recording it all on VHS. Last time, hey, we got this slick as heck suit with that real neat. I do really love the little force field. That's the word I'm looking for. The little force field effect around Samus, which you can't see here in the elevator because, of course, not. Oh hey, we get some hint system. Incoming scan data. Analysis of artifact temple complete. Return artifacts to gain access to impact crater. Guess what? It's there. It's that place that we know how to get to. Thanks hidden system. So anyway, we have just a little bit of cleanup to do, and then we are going to head off towards the end game. So this should be the finale of this series. Well, hey. So as it turns out, was going through and like doing like final, when I realized like things that I was missing. I am missing just a couple missiles. Where am I going? Is it? Yeah. Oh, hey. That is a useful thing to know. Holding B. I had to have known this at some point in time. Holding B also like affects the camera angle of yeah. Holding B affect is it just? I'm still waking up. Don't mind me. Anyway, it looks like holding B affects. Come on, get out of the way. Affects the camera angle of the morph ball stuff. Which is nice because that camera angle can be a little bit silly when it's like really high up. Alright, we're just going to ignore these dweebs, head through here. As it turns out, the routing is like really convenient to get to everything that we need to get to. We have just 2 missile packs to pick up, and we need to get that Chozo lore that I just managed to walk by. And as it turns out, it's in his room, this door, through this door, which I walked up to, looked at, and said, nope, nothing there. Still beating myself up about that, apparently. But yeah, well, hey, over here in the Phendrana Canyon, you'll understand why I didn't see these. This is the last Chozo lore, and it's tucked away over here in this little crevice, and this is always the one that I forgot, to be fair, because it is, I'll step back here and talk about that in a second. But first, Chozo lore, it's been translated. Many Chozo have gone beyond now, and this is a mercy. Those of us who remain suffer in a dimensional flux, drifting helplessly across time and space, guided by unseen and inexorable currents. The Chozo who cling to sanity fight the tide, but our minds are weakening. Soon we will all be the turned. Chozo who have been utterly corrupted by the great poison. The turned still hold their Chozo forms, but their minds are black with fell intentions. Gone is their respect for life. They honor only destruction, and seek to disrupt the artifacts holding the great poison at bay. All life taunts them, and they do not rest. Before long, they will all be all that remain of the Chozo here. And there we go. That's the last one. So, okay, fine. You wanna do that? Let's go. Deleted. So anyway, yeah. The reason this one is always the one that I forget about is because it is behind these boxes. My dude, what the heck was that push? Just get walked into slightly by a little glacier thing and just bam, flying. I'm sure there are some silly tricks that you can do with that thing. Anyway, so yeah, it's like, it's on this walkway that you can really only get to in specific situations, and a lot of the time you don't need to. On your way back, you're going up that side of the cavern? Of the valley? Whatever. Anyway, you're going up that side, so you're not even down here, so it's like you need to know it's here to jump down, turn around, look behind the boxes. Speaking of boxes, let's not blow them up, so I can get up here easily and leave. Which, fun note for the randomizer, it can be kind of tricky to get out of that room if you don't have double jump or if you don't have boost ball. So, you know, fun. It's entirely doable, it's just, it can be tricky. Alright, so that's everything. Excuse me. Everything except for the final set of enemies scanned. And you can bet I will be double checking that. I just realized I think there is a copy option for data on the title screen. Boy howdy, that would have been a great idea to use that this entire playthrough. Oh geez. Wow, that would have been real smart. So, yeah, these last two missile packs. There's a reason I didn't get them when I was routing all of my stuff for my kind of victory lap around the world, get all of the things. My routing ended up going a slightly different route than I originally had planned, I think. It's just lava, who cares? Anyway, our routing just never took us this direction, and there was one little bit that we need both the X-ray visor and the grapple beam for. Which is kind of funny that it's just like here in this one spot. There's these last two missiles. So, again, I'm not sure how well this comes up on the VHS footage, but you can see the raindrops on the first platform, and that will give you your hint. And you can do all this without the X-ray visor, by the way. Largely by shooting to find the platforms and whatnot. But you do need plasma beam when you get up here, so... There you go, 100% of all pickups required. Image Gallery 4 unlocked. See it on the title screen. I have no idea which way I'm going. Am I at the door? I'm at the door, hooray! Alright. So, we're going to head back to the ship. We're going to go through our scan log one last time just to ensure that we have everything that we need. If we don't, boy howdy, am I going to be surprised and have no idea what to do with this entire recording. But, well, hey, we should be there. Oh, by the way, I finally realized what this blue stuff, or like the blue meant on this. That is your currently equipped stuff. So that's why only one beam is ever blue, why all of the morph ball stuff is blue, why only like the current suit and energy tanks are blue. There you go, figured it out. Alright, so that looks like all of our pirate data. Should be all of our Chozo lore. We should be missing Ridley, random enemy, that other enemy, and 2 phases of boss, so 5. So looking for 5 question marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All good. All good on research, and we have all the artifacts, and picking them up counts for the scan log. So, that one hint that we didn't scan, or was it 2? It might have been 2. Anyway, 1 or 2 hints that we didn't scan, it's fine. So yeah, let's head into the end game. Don't know how long this episode's going to end up being. My dude. We'll try hard back there, taking my 5 health. Let's go. Well, hey, it's Metroid. So we will be making use of a little fun trick here, about halfway through the fight. So, Metroid used to be just like, first time through, this boss was real rough, because he's like shooting stuff, and also, hey, don't forget to scan Metroid. Brain, me, child me, would like to have a talk. Okay, so, alright, there's all the things that I can scan that say, oh hey, scanning him real good right in my face. New creatures. Morphology, Metroid. Genetically enhanced Ridley metaform, reborn and evolved through pirate technology. Metroid is a fearsome enforcer. Its armored hide is extremely resilient, save for the chest, which has a thinner plating. The pirates have fused a number of potent weapons to the creature, including a multi-missile system, a kinetic breath weapon, a Mason bomb launcher, and an ultra-thermal, there we go, those are words, ultra-thermal flame strike projector. Meta Ridley is also a formidable melee combatant, making any sort of engagement a risky proposition. So, yeah, hey, just reliving a little bit of my childhood here with the trying to forget to scan Meta Ridley. I have probably mentioned this several times at this point in this playthrough, but, you know, I record early enough that I never remember what I actually say. Yeah, getting 100% scans in this game was an ordeal for me as a kid, because there's all of these creatures that you can only scan once. And that's like the ice shriek bats and the bunch of like the boss wasp creatures. And just, hoo boy, feels real bad to go through most of the game and then realize, oops, I forgot that one thing. So I had a playthrough that finally, after like 6 playthroughs, I had everything. I had made sure I had all the scans. I counted out. It's like, okay, I've got my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 last couple scans that I still need to do. And then I went and I fought Meta Ridley and I got cocky and got slaughtered. Which hadn't died, like I haven't died to Meta Ridley in a long time, so whatever, just went and got him killed real fast, and then immediately went and saved. And as soon as I hit yes on the save button, realized to my horror that after dying and respawning, I didn't get the scan. So that playthrough was dead. Anyway, so Meta Ridley, we're gonna do that. Oh no, I'm kind of trapped. So you'll notice his health bar is real low now. So yeah, Meta Ridley is weak to the Morph Ball boost. It deals like some ridiculous number of damage per second, or I'm sorry, not per second, per frame, that you are in contact. So it's just like, it only takes like one hit, and there you go. Alright, here we go. You'll also notice that I just lost like 300 health there in a flash. Like, despite everything, Meta Ridley is still really dangerous. Like, he can just tear through your health, much like you would tear through his with the Morph Ball boost. Okay, well, that's Meta Ridley. That just leaves the 4 things down at the bottom of this pit. I always get real nervous about this spot. Just that scan log. Welcome to the Impact Crater. I think I can still leave. I really should save. I really should save. I'm not going to save. Just in case something goes wrong with this episode, I'm not going to save here. I'll be fine. Also, because I didn't save it, we don't get the, all the lasers and stuff. Limited data on unknown material available. Material is highly radioactive. You will take damage from direct contact. Mutagenic qualities at least 86% greater than Phazon. Unshielded bioforms below index level P will suffer fatality within moments. A new creatures entry has been downloaded to your log. Morphology, Lumigek. Phazon-charged reptiles. Natives of Talon 4, the Lumigeks travel in swarms to increase their odds of survival. They absorb and radiate Phazon energy, making these swarms a threat. Let's just watch the lizards as they walk by. Man. So, yeah, it's like you can see the little bits of like blue Phazon in here. And then it's like all red and you've got this rad electrical discharge sort of stuff going off. Everything is like, looks like muscle and bone. And not even just bone, just like teeth. It's just everything is like real hecked up in here. Oh, and boy howdy, these dudes. Morphology, Fission Metroid. Metroid with the ability to split into two forms. The Fission Metroid is a mutant, capable of splitting in two. The split endows the new creatures with invulnerability to most weaponry. This effect is unstable, resulting in weakness to a type of weapon fire. The vulnerability appears to be random, due to the chaotic nature of Phazon mutation. And these are, in fact, not different. So, yeah, now we've seen it with the Space Pirates, now we get to see it with our Metroids. They now have the color-coded weaknesses. And, oh, geez, again, like, look at this place. This is... super neat. Right, these things just do continually respawn, so... You got these weird spike growths. Everything is just like this weird, like, almost organic... It's all just blood and bone and teeth and just... ugh. It's like all the most natural things in just like the most unnatural alignment possible. Alright, one of these ways is the way to the boss. This, however, is our last holdover for whatever reason, there's a missile station down here. You end up with like these kind of fish tanks. Those are definitely fish. Man, this game is just... This holds up so well visually, and like, jeez. There's like just barely a reflective sheen on some things. And then, like, you also just have the sounds here, just like these, you know, talked a lot about how, like, the music in the back of Findrano was like this really just crunchy, just, oh no. The dangers of first-person platforming, especially with respawning Metroids everywhere. No. Oh, you dodged. That is not the right laser. Yep. Still got a Metroid on my face. They do not make it easy to get through here. Case in point. You just knocked me off my platform. There we go. Now, where the heck am I? So this room just... It is a time getting through here, just because you've got the Metroids that constantly respawn. And they fly around and will just, like, knock you off of platforms. And just hit you mid-jump. And then grab onto you, and yeah, they're just right pain. Move, please. There we go. Made it through. Anyway, I was saying that, like, I had called the music in the back of Indrana, like grunchy and like crunchy and like weird, and then you just have just those sounds here. Like you don't even get music, you just get this weird like you've got like weird like technological noises along with like weird like gunk organic-ish noises layered all on top of each other. It's real good. Anyway, there's a face. Let's zoom in a little bit on that. And then they take all of those and like, look at this. That's a maw is what that is. Oh, just heckin' great design down here. Just real good. And here we go. Morphology, Metroid Prime. Highly evolved phazon-producing life form. The aberrant known as Metroid Prime is the source of phazon, making it immensely powerful. A genetic flaw makes it susceptible to certain weapons for brief periods. Only its head is truly vulnerable. Other attacks are a nuisance. Offensively, Metroid Prime has a number of natural and mechanical weapons at its disposal. These include ultra frigid breath, multi-missiles, snare beams, and particle wave projectors. Its massive strength and barbed carapace make it lethal in melee combat. Recommend maximum firepower when engaging this enemy. So, yeah, welcome to the field, Metroid Prime. And, like, I was trying to mention it and I got distracted, but hey, welcome to this real neat portion where, like, they took all those weird, grungy, like, technological and weird, organic-ish sounds, and now they're making music out of it. Hey, look, I use wave beam. And then these combat arenas are just spikes and like veins and there we go with our fancy ice missile. This is one of those kind of neat color-coded bosses, which is kind of an issue that they only have like a single indication of like what beam you should be using right now. But sign of the times, I guess. Always going to the wrong beam. Excuse you, did you just interrupt my... It's like the first arena room has like these rib cages, the second arena, like, they all seem to have like these veins along the side. Just punted like a kickball on that one. So what's fun about those big projectiles? That's how they give you items in this fight. So that's what you get to sustain you, is these giant slow-moving projectiles that you need to shoot. We just keep going deeper and deeper into just the heart of the world. And burning through our entire missile cache. You thought 250 missiles was a lot. It was. And then I used them all. Also, half my health is gone. Yeah. Ultimately, it's just like Metroid Prime, still kind of no joke. That should do it. I do really love that transition where it just doesn't run, it like falls away. And also, these are all real rooms in the map. That cut to silence is so jarring. Nice little anime opening there with action lines and everything. Morphology Metroid Prime, the core essence of Metroid Prime. Scan indicates that the phase-on energy form of Metroid Prime is invulnerable to all conventional weapons. Only attacks from a phase-on fused arm cannon will damage it. It generates pools of phase-on when it attacks. Use these to fuel your suit's phase-on weapon system. The entity can also spawn Metroids to assist it in battle, rendering itself invisible when it does so. 100% of all logbook scans downloaded. Image Gallery 2 unlocked. This gallery can be accessed from the Metroid Prime main menu. So yeah, as you can see, pew 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 pew. As a bonus, it does that like big attack and breaks all of the little things around the room, giving you a chance to restock a little bit for this fight. Not that you need anything aside from health. Oh hey, you're still here. Where's my puddle? Where'd my puddle go? Hyper mode. Let's just go to arm cannon. Phase-on beam. I don't know if I read this before, but Viral Corruption has altered the arm cannon as well. It's now capable of firing the powerful phase-on beam, which is equipped, but it doesn't actually show up as equipped. The phase-on beam appears to trigger in the presence of high concentrations of phase-on. Regular arm cannon functions return when phase-on is not present. The charge beam does not function when the phase-on beam is active. So anyway, now that we have our giant laser, and now that we've used all of our phase-on pool, we get to just dodge attacks. And this is a fun one where they actually like let you use. They give you reason to use like all of the tools that you have so far, like all the different visors, all of the different beams. Well, at least not in this fight. You don't get to use all the different beams, but like they've been giving you reason to switch through and use like all of your weapons and all of your arsenal. And this time you get to use, like, you have reason to use all of these visors that you've gotten, which was certainly a selling point of the game. Was having all these cool, neato visors. Dear sir or madam, please get off my face. Now, I've seen in some form of speedrunning stuff that they will not just fire the beam continuously, they will like... Okay, there's another Metroid somewhere around here, right? Bonk, bonk, bonk. Like, they will just kind of sit there and go pew, 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 and just like do one shot at a time. I'm not entirely sure what that's for. I think it's like something about stunning Metroid Prime. There might be like some sort of weird like damage thing or something. And what's kind of nice is that this phase is not particularly dangerous. Like, it's really intense, and like the music, definitely. There you are. It's like the music is super intense, like it feels dangerous as heck. but like ultimately it's not that dangerous. Like Metroid Prime in its physical form really hecks you up, but in this like spirit form, it's just like it just looks intimidating as heck and like gets in your face. And honestly, the summoning of Metroids is kind of scary. Oh good, we get to finish this fight in regular view. Well, that's that. Creator collapse imminent. Evacuate immediately. I remember being absolutely blown away by like how high fidelity and quality and just everything about Samus's face just being like. And again, remember we came from the N64 to the GameCube on this, and those faces like just look at like GoldenEye or something like that, and just any of those games from that era. You could look at the faces and it's just like either they are extremely pointy polygonal things like in Ocarina of Time and Zelda's, but then like suddenly you make this jump to the GameCube where you actually have polygons to spare, and oh man, you just like Samus's face blew my mind as a kid. Just it looked like a human face, and like legitimately like a human face, and not like some weird here's like a 2D a thing that's just like roughly orb shaped with somebody's face like pasted on the front. Just shutting up a little bit to let the music go through, because I love this credits music so much. And like that it's the main menu music just like extended with like all of this extra depth given to it. It's real good. It's making me think of Final Fantasy VI a lot. Like they do kind of the same thing in Final Fantasy VI, where it's like the title screen music is also like the lead-in to the final boss music, and it's so good. It's just like that's. I really love that for bookending. It's really strong. It is a really strong way to make me just instantly love a game. Oh, the Special Thanks is a very special place. Notably, they're the send-in and the party people. If you haven't, you should if for whatever reason you watch my stuff and you don't watch Mumbles, you should check out, I think technically her YouTube name is Digital Mumbles. But she does great stuff. You should also check out the podcast that she does. That it's the Indie and Retro. Yeah, the Indie and Retro podcast. It's super good, and their Metroid Prime episode and their Tetris episodes are excellent. But their Metroid Prime one goes into a lot of the history, and hoo boy, that send in and the party people, that is a loaded special thanks, I'm fairly certain. Anyway, you should check that out. Man, Samus's face. Thought it was like the height of everything at the time. Just blew my mind how high quality it was. Like, look at how like smooth and not just here's a series of polygons that are roughly basketball shaped with somebody's face pasted on. Also, hey, we unlocked hard mode. So hard mode in this game is just kind of the oh right, there's the post-credit scene. Resident Evil Prime. Took me a little bit too long to think of that. The subtitle on that. Heck. So yeah, I do really love the ending of just like you have this Metroid that is so Phazon hungry that it like rips the Phazon out of your suit, but also like takes some of your essence with it. And that is like the big lead-in to Metroid Prime 2. That's the thing. Look at that, nice 100%. Only 8 hours and 15 minutes of playtime according to the game. I have no idea how accurate that timer is, but honestly, I've gotten 13 episodes out of this, and my episodes are about an hour long, so I don't know where that stuff goes. Metroid Fusion connection bonuses, let's talk about this real quick. I really wish I still had that cartridge around somewhere, and I might still, and it's just like tucked away in a box, but I'm pretty sure I've lost it at this point. Anyway, GameCube had a whole deal of like being able to link the GameCube and Game Boy Advance, and you could unlock certain things, or like that would allow you to do special things in certain games. Like you could do some sort of like tingle tuner thing in Wind Waker that would make it like easier to find certain chests, or just like help you find all the secrets in the game. For Metroid Prime and Metroid Fusion, because those games came out like I think within a month of each other, or like the same release date or something, what you could do is hook the game up and it would just kind of read the okay, you also bought this game, and that would allow you to play Metroid, or the original NES Metroid on your GameCube. I do have another memory card around here that actually has this stuff, and I probably should just plug that in before talking about all that, but whatever. So yeah, you could play NES Metroid, and also it unlocks the Metroid Fusion suit, which is like an alternative suit for all of Samus's forms. It's kind of neat. I have never been too much of a fan, but it's neat. Anyway, let's check out... Good gravy, that is so good. So yeah, we have like this whole image gallery of concept art, and all of it is just excellent. And like, this is... You have like all these weird, like what is even going on here sort of thing of like Samus from behind here with like the Da Vinci like posing of just like what is the extent of her arm, what would that look like in the various poses with the arm cannon. Looks like they took some figure drawing and then like tried to imagine how that would work with Samus in her suit. A lot of, well, there's a lot of like Samus from behind here. All the musculature. You know, like really thinking out about how the suit actually would look, and would actually like function on somebody, it looks like. And these ones feel like it might just be the artists like getting a feel for how Samus is supposed to look, like based off of old manual images from like Super Metroid. I can't hide this. Okay, great. Really thinking about the arm cannon and like how it should look and how it should flavor itself, and like this reads to me very much like from the beginning they kind of had the idea of these 4 different weapons and wanting that to like be different shapes of the model. Action pose Samus. Man, this art is so good, and like this was such a great reward as a kid, like getting this glimpse at this sort of stuff. Just Samus being Samus. Those 2 on the left were like, these are the high quality renders that they used for posters and like the box art. I don't know about the one on the right, but like this is all just so wild. Like again, there wasn't a 3D the 3D Metroid before this, so like taking all of these weird 2D creatures that you'd really only seen in like 2 games prior. Well, I guess there was also Metroid 2 on Game Boy, but that's all black and white and even harder to read, I'm sure, in terms of a lot of the sprites. And like going through and like fleshing these things out into full 3D and like really getting for some sort of feel of how they look, or at least should look in a real world. And then like these drones are just heckin' cool. And I think at this point, like I think that's kind of the big thing that Metroid 2 did, is that it basically invoked that there are many different forms of Metroid, and like they can take on a lot of different shapes as they progress. So you end up with, oh man, that's rad. It just says Puffer. Man, concept art is so cool. Those things are wild. So we have our basic space pirate, and then we get into like the actual like battle ready ones, I guess. eventually became the elite pirate, and like you can see that eye on there. I think they were probably leaning a little Resident Evil at some point. The Alpha Pirate. That mother parasite, good lord. There's our good boy Flagra. Shell, bone, and muscle. Oh yeah, this is just like an entire, like these are all just the scans. I wonder if, probably not. Maybe. I do wonder if this is just like the raw texture sheet that they use for scan stuff. Like, I'm not really seeing any clear indication in any way of... probably. It looks... Yeah, this might very well be just the raw texture sheet that they used for the, all the scan data information. Like all the images popping up on the side of scans, because like it is definitely sorted in a very specific order. It looks like, because it's like you've got all the Samus and research stuff, and then you've got like all the different planets. It looks like, or those are upgrades. Some of those are planets. Definitely planet information over here on the more towards the right. Then we get into a bunch of enemy types, and like looks like that's Samus's ship there. All the Metroids, but like all the enemy stuff seems to be all together. So like down here in the bottom right, we can definitely see, oh look, there's the Metroid Prime things. That's neat. I do wonder if that's just like the raw sheet, because like that is very compact, that is very square. And it's all like the same concept of data altogether. We have some Japanese notes, so these are oh, it's the fusion suit notes. So this would probably have come in for the, hey, you're doing the fusion suit stuff. Here's like some very important details that you'll want to get right. Fusion suit itself. Specifics on the arm cannon for the fusion suit. And specifically like noting that no, it's not like the way the cannon opens. It is not like specifically like mirrored. It's not mirrored, and it's not on the like orthogonals. It is like you've got the two thin chunks. So variations, and just like here's some of the moving parts. This might just be Metroid Fusion, honestly. like, itself, not just notes for introducing it into Metroid Prime, because, like, that looks like the... And what does this... like, what is this material and stuff? Shade like this, not like this. How the boost ball is supposed to work with, like, the half pipes. Some ideas of how the effect should look. And, like, the... No, seriously, make that super cool for when you have a full charge. It's a shame you can't quite read. Like, this text is real blurry. Like, that's not just a VHS thing. Like, it's... You can't quite zoom in enough to read it. It is just a little... Just a little too small. We get our Metroid Prime with a Samus over here for scale. That's like the faceplate for Metroid Prime. Looks like some blocking out of cutscene things. Yeah, this is definitely, like, this is definitely, the cutscene, like, blocking out stuff of just, there's the ship, here's the ship, Samus runs towards the edge, runs off, jumps off, and then you see her ship, and her standing on the ship, and maybe she takes off her helmet, and then, like, Metroid Prime starts to die, and it's just, like, faces, more faces, even more faces, and then it's just, like, this puddle in the end. Oh, that's neat. Looks like they were planning to do some first-person view there of it, like reaching in and taking out your mask or your phase-on suit. Samus face. 55-degree facial length. Thursday, January 17th, 2002. Goals, more realistic, smaller eyes. Proper profile, softer lips. Alright, I think that's it. I think it's just like every 20 images or so is a different gallery. Yeah. So that's the full thing. That's everything. Man, that art's great. I love this game. This game's real good. It's such a blast to play. And I have no idea what to play with next now that I think about it. So, who knows? Come back next week. We'll have a different game. Who knows what it'll be? Man, yeah. I do love this game. It's so good. So good. Oh, and it holds up so well. Like, really, the thing that holds up the least is probably the controls, but like, I don't know, I get right back into it. Like, it doesn't take me too long to get accustomed to this control scheme and like immediately back into the game. It might be a struggle for like younger people, I guess, who didn't grow up with wonky, like, in the days before Halo and their, you know, consistent first-person controls of, you know, left stick to move, right stick to aim stuff. Like, that standard didn't exist. It didn't exist at this point. Or at least it was in its infancy. So, yeah, it wasn't a standard yet. So, like, they figured out how to do it, and it works really well. And like, it feels extremely Metroid at the same time. With like, of course you wouldn't need to like manually aim all the time, and you would lock onto stuff because you've got a power suit. The power suit is going to help you with the aiming. I don't know. Like, that's probably the hardest thing to get into with this game is the controls. But like, graphics hold up surprisingly well. Like, for a game that is nearly 20 years old at this point, graphics hold up surprisingly well. Gameplay is great. Like, it's such a good game. It's such a good game. And it's easily one of my favorites. Anyway, let's call it a day. That's the end of that sentence, I guess. Every time I go to sign off lately, it's just like, but no, I want to keep playing this game because I like this game a lot. Anyway, I've been Bryce. This has been VHS Play. Have yourself a lovely evening.